Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking banned books, recommendations, and why you should read them. Before we get into it though, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone for being here and all the love and support on all the first couple of videos on this channel. This has been so much fun to make these videos, and I continue to do so for the foreseeable future. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Got a lot of videos scheduled out, so plenty of content to come. And give it a like if you like the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk about some banned books and why you should read them. Now, before we get into that, just wanted to give sort of maybe a brief definition of what is a banned book, why books get banned, and things of that nature. It's a little less egregious than you might think. So what is the general consensus definition of a banned book? Well, banned book is a book that gets removed from a one or more public circulation, I'll call them types. So whether that's a specific school's curriculum or a public library, they get pulled from the shelves, or very seldomly this happens, but maybe the book is stopped printing in a specific area. Seldom that happens. More often than not, when a book gets a banned book tag, I know it's sort of a buzzword these days, it just means it was removed from one or more different schools' curriculum for a myriad of reasons. But let's talk about why banned books are important to read. And I think just books in general are important to read. I don't think you should read a book because it has the banned tag on it. Sure, it does, I don't know, maybe talk about some heavier themes, and those are always good to explore, but just reading books in general is a good thing. So yeah, let's talk about some banned books, why they were banned, why you should read them. I haven't read all of these, I've read most of them. And so for the ones I haven't read, I can give a general overview consensus of what it's about. Kicking things off with Old Reliable, banned book number 1. Got 1984 by George Orwell. This book was saying it was banned because of strong social and political themes and ties to communism, and also brings up strong sexual themes as well. But this is a great just story in and of itself. It reads like sort of any modern day sci-fi thriller book. It's a good one to check out. I wouldn't read it just because it's like banned. I would read this because it's just a good story to begin with. So yeah, 1984 by George Orwell. Next one is a recent read of mine, mentioned a couple times on the channel here. That is Lord of the Flies. This was mainly banned due to its brutality, disturbing themes when it comes to kids. Definitely taken. This was one that was, I can see definitely being taken out of a school's curriculum. Just if you've read it, due to some of the brutal themes and the usage of kids in the story. This was a great book too. Maybe I'm recency biased because I just read it. But yeah, give this one a read. Maybe we'll search up some trigger warnings or what have you before giving it a shot. But yeah, Lord of the Flies, banned book number 2. We'll rapid fire through these. Now, I haven't read this book in a while, since high school, I believe, but looking to get into it soon, and that is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now, this was banned due to strong language and use of sort of, what am I trying to say? Yeah, strong language, use of racial themes for the time being, taken out of school curriculum for those reasons exactly. I think this is a good story, but brings to light some of the social injustice that has happened in the past. So give it a shot. This one's looks long, but it deceptively flies by. I remember in high school liking it quite a bit. So yeah, if you haven't read it, or if you haven't read it since high school, consider picking this up. The good thing about all of these books is that they say banned books in this sort of a buzzword these days, but you find them everywhere. Banned does not mean like illegal to purchase or illegal to own. They're just, like I said, banned from a specific public aspect in any sense. Past, present, I mean, nothing future yet, but definitely in the past. So yeah, all of these books, you can find them at any used bookstore, and they have mountains of copies of all of them just because they're so prolific, which makes them, they're good stories for a reason. Give them a check out. But yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now, I have not read this one, or maybe I read it in high school. Most likely I spark noted it as The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This was banned due to, there's a common theme here, due to explicit language, sexual content, and sort of the overuse of teenage angst. Some schools thought that this was not a good portrayal for young boys to read, boys and girls. Sort of tells the story of I believe, and don't quote me on this because I haven't read it in a while and maybe I'm misremembering, but a boy in New York. He sort of goes on like a rampage and like sort of a midlife crisis-y thing at the tender age of like 14. This is a good story. If I am remembering it correctly, it is tiny too. This is definitely a one-day story if you have a spare couple of hours, so give it a shot. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Next one here, I have read last year. This is A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This is just like overly violent. There's some sexual content in here as well. There's like strong use of obscene language and what have you as well. Short story. All of these are actually very short, and I admire all the authors for that, being able to tell such a prolific and moving story in a seemingly small amount of pages is good. So yeah, like I said, banned for a myriad of reasons, similar to the other ones. Yeah, give this one a shot. This one was sort of daunting. What am I trying to say? Just say I looked at life a little differently after finishing this one. Give it a shot. A Clockwork Orange. Now it's this next one, second to last one. Read in high school. I think most kids in high school read this. This is Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. This was banned due to its sort of commentary on censorship. Obviously the main focal point being that the firefighters burning books and things of that nature, sort of maybe erasing history in a sense in America. So some curriculums did not admire that, so they banned it from their curriculum or public library. I don't know why this particular book was banned, but it was taken out of circulation in some aspect, landing it on the banned book list. But yeah, Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451. This is a classic. I read it in high school. It's been a while though. Give it a shot. Short in nature as well. Last but not least, here we have Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, and I have this like special Hulu like show copy of it. I got it off Thrift Books. I unfortunately didn't get to pick the cover I wanted. But this was banned. I haven't read this yet, but my sister actually picked up a copy of it, and she's been wanting to read it with me, so maybe that will be a upcoming read. But this was banned due to sort of a multitude of reasons, mainly graphic portrayal and sexualization of women, graphic oppression of women, sexual violence, critique of the patriarchy, a myriad of reasons, strong language, grotesque scenes, things like that. This sort of is a quintessential dystopian novel, if you're unfamiliar with it. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I know the sort of gist of it, I believe. But yeah, like I said, gonna look into reading this here sooner rather than later. So yeah, last one on the list. We got the full stack here. Oh shit, wrong way. The full stack here. Got The Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird, Lord of the Flies, 1984, A Handmaid's Tale, Fahrenheit 451, and A Clockwork Orange. Let me know if you've read anything. Let me know. Whoa. Let me know if you have read any of these with a comment down below and what you thought of them. And yeah, I think these overall are just good stories. I didn't read them because they were banned. Just sort of looking at my shelves, I realized I had a lot of them because I was intrigued with the story that it told, and not for the sole reason that the book was banned in some manner. But yeah, let me know if you've read it down below with a comment down below. This is sort of a different video for me. This is not meant to be like political in any way. I don't really mean to portray any specific views on here, just looking to talk about books. And I know that banned books have been a hot topic, so I wanted to give my take on just basically the absolute value of the story within each book. So yeah, let me know if you read them down below. Appreciate you watching up until this point. Consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed already. Give it a like if you liked it and things of that nature. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out, guys.